It's taken Japan by storm, and now it's ready to conquer the globe. This is Bashido, the toughest form of hand-to-hand combat in the sporting world. The spirit of Bashido brings together in the same ring the martial arts and kickboxing, wrestling and Western-style boxing. This is not wrestling as you've known it before. This is for real.
My name is Ted Pelk, and I'm going to take you through the rules. In professional wrestling rules, you may not use the pointy part of your elbow or punch to the head with a clenched fist. You are not allowed to headbutt it in any way, and if any kind of butting occurs, it will be considered a foul and points will be deducted. When your opponent is on both hands and knees, you may not kick to the head. If and when your opponent raises even one hand and is able to defend himself, you are allowed to kick to any part of the body, including the head. When your opponent has both knees and both hands on the ground, you may not kick to the head, but you can kick anywhere else. 4 points are deducted when a suplex results in a count. 3 points for a knockdown. And 1 point for a suplex. You can break a submission hold by escaping to the rope, but 1 point will be deducted. Bouts can end in KO, TKO, or submission.
We've moved on to Fukuoka and the Hakata Starling for a 4-fight card, which includes a quality kickboxing confrontation that promises real fireworks. Karate King Jeff Thompson and technical expert Ted Pelk are the ringside commentators.
Yes, and on the card tonight, we have Juan Arlano going up against Makoto Oi, Yuko Miato going up against Tatsu Nakano, America's Billy Scott up against Kazu Yamazaki, and Yoji Anjo and Jim Boss squaring off against Tamura and Takada. In the red corner, Juan Arlano, fighting out of Vancouver, Canada. He's a contender for the British Columbian Championship. And his opponent, Makoto Oi, coming in at 140 pounds, UWF International's kickboxer.
As both men face one another, this is 5 3-minute rounds of kickboxing. And as they go back to their corners, Makoto Oi in the blue corner, Juan Arlano in the red corner. And a beautiful spinning kick to open this bout. No one seems to be hanging about. Arlano should have good kicking ability. The French have an excellent history of kicking and punch combinations. With me, our technical expert, Ted Pelk.
Hello. Seems that Juan is throwing too many high kicks, high stuff. He should be going for low kicks, and you shouldn't throw too many fancy kicks in the opening bell of the first round.
Arlano is the type of guy I would have expected to meet in competition. Lots of flamboyance because you're looking for a lot of technique and just applying the point on the target. But as you've said, this isn't about that. There's a Muay Thai guy there in Oi, and as we saw earlier, he can actually deliver. Good technician, powerful, strong and fast.
Oi is an excellent kicker. Juan is going to have to look out for those low kicks. He's going to have to block those low kicks. And
Arlano could find himself a little bit out of his depth if he's not careful.
It's already become very evident that there's no way Juan is going to compete against Oi with the kicks. He should relate to something. He should go.
Oh, that was so fast. Oi.
And he loses 8 points for that, 32 to 40. Oi already with an 8-point lead on Juan Arlano in the first round.
Oh,
he's in trouble.
Excellent
Juan's in trouble.
Oi now really showing his class and dominance over a very, very, what might turn out to be, until you see, yeah, perfect point scoring in my sport, that'd be great. But as I've said here, you've got people who follow up. Punishing left leg there. Jarialo's jaw. And already showing the signs of a 6-round war. And we're not even into the middle stages of the first round yet.
Oi, you notice he's tiring Juan down with the neck wrestling. That's one thing that Thais are really good at, the neck wrestling.
Once they get in close, that's it. Arlano's really going to have to keep the distance if he's going to stand any chance of surviving this bout. That's better. Good sweep, but no follow-up. I think that was more out of desperation than anything else.
Juan looks like he's just trying to evade the action right now. He doesn't have much of an offense. He's just trying to get a breather, but Oi keeps on coming after him and not giving him that chance.
I don't think it's in Oi's mentality to know about giving a breather or a chance. Muay Thai can be quite brutal. And as we're seeing here are two classic distinctions between point fighting and contact. We see the end of the first round.
Jeff, did you notice that Juan Arlano's hands are starting to come down ever since that knockdown? He's not blocking his head as much as he should. And I think that's very dangerous to leave his head open. He's hurt, and maybe Oi, just maybe, already in the second round might go head hunting if he sees that opening.
Oh, I think the referee may well have to step in here. I mean, Arlano certainly realizes now he's possibly out of his depth. But as I said, showing great technique, but you've got to have a little bit more than that in this game. And Oi seems to have all the tools in his arsenal. Be an interesting second round.
Juan better put his hands up and protect his head right now.
Into round two with Oi in the black trunks, Arlano in the white shorts.
Arlano better do something good this round. Oi is beating him by 10 points right now.
Seems all pretty one-sided to me. But Arlano, yeah, gives a shot of his own there.
There again, Juan is leaving his head open.
Ooh, good low kick by Arlano. Maybe he's picking up what needs to happen here. Another intimate clench by our two fighters.
If Arlano's not careful, he's going to take something. He has to block himself a little bit better. His hands are coming down again already.
Ooh, nice low kick, but as you say, if Oi's amazingly fast elbow strike of the last round happens again, I think that's lights out for Arlano. A lot of movement.
This fight is fought under the Oriental
rules.
Ooh!
What a kick!
Beautiful kick to the head. I told you, he better cover up right now and defend.
Well, they're not wrestling tonight, but I don't think Arlano's going to be getting up from that.
There's another down. Another 8 points.
That was some kick from Oi.
Juan in a lot of trouble right now.
But I think he survived the count.
Oi is probably ready to come in for the kill right now.
Surprised he'd be allowed to continue. Oi obviously looking to finish him off.
Juan better protect his face. There again, right in the face.
Yet again,
right on the button.
That is it.
There's not even going to be a boom.
Look at that.
There's not even going to be a count. The referee just stopped it.
Clinical. There's the winner, Makoto Oi. Next up, Yuko Miato versus Tatsu Nakano.
Now we have Yuko Miato fighting out of the red corner, coming in at 200 pounds, the Japanese stylist. His opponent, Tatsu Nakano, coming in at 215 pounds.
Both men shake hands, not taking their eyes off one another. A potential explosive bout with Nakano in the blue corner, Miato in the red corner. Nakano putting up a terrific performance in an earlier program against Takada.
Both of these fighters are UWFI stylists, and they're very evenly matched. I'd really hate to have to make a prediction on who will come out on top on this one.
Well, I'm going to force you on this one. I've got to say, Nakano's my favorite here, but come on, you're the expert. What do you say?
I really can't say. Both of these fighters are so evenly matched. They're both Japanese stylists who know all aspects of the fighting. They know how to punch, they know how to kick, knee, slap, wrestle, and they know submission holds, and they know ground wrestling. They know all aspects of fighting, and anyone could come out on top.
Well, I'm sure your viewers at home will be making your own decisions, but I've got to go for Nakano then. If they're that evenly matched, it could be down to who can take the most punishment. And as he's shown before, he's one of the more resilient fighters within the UWF's stable.
Nakano is known for his toughness, and he's also known for not willing to give up really easily. He takes a lot of punishment and in many cases comes back. In some of his matches, you wouldn't even know he's the winner if you looked at his face after the match. On the other hand, Yuko Miato, fighting out of the red corner, he certainly can dish out a lot of punishment.
But can he take it?
I don't know if Nakano can take all of everything Miato has to give, and he can weather it, yes, then Nakano will come out on top. But can he take all of that? Nakano has to also look out for one of Miato's favorite moves, the spinning back kick, which they call the rolling savate.
That's right, he does it to good effect. But as you say, this is what it's all about. We should soon find out.
Right now, Miato's going for a face lock on Nakano, but Nakano's actually trying to, nope. I thought he was going for an ankle lock, but he reversed it, and he's trying to work on the Miato's upper body right now. Probably going for a double wrist lock. So,
both fighters here, I mean, at the end of the day, even whilst on the ground, the intensity of the next move, the potential explosive exchange, is still very much there, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And Nakano, he's going with a clock head scissors on Miato right now. He doesn't exactly have the leverage yet. I think Miato will be all right, but these bouts can end at any time, any given moment. That's why the Japanese crowd is really educated. They know what's going on. They're quiet. They're waiting. They're waiting for that moment. They know that this bout could end at any minute.
Well, as you say, we've got two very, very evenly matched fighters here, but both showing amazing agility.
The popularity of the UWF International is really explosive. People come in from all over the country to see this. They fight all over Japan.
I mean, what sort of crowds can we expect to see at a bout like this?
Well, anywhere from, depending on the venue, anywhere from 5,000 to 30,000.
So you really are talking about a major combat sport here.
Yes, it's grown to be, the Japanese fans have grown to love this sport, this sporting contest, and now I know it's ready to take the world.
Well, then back to the action, Nakano and Miato seeming to want to pick up the gear a little bit, pick up the pace, and just trying to assert one another's level. There we go, a good throw there. Nakano coming out on top in the exchange.
Nakano was going for the double wrist lock there, and he took him over in a throw.
I actually don't think it would have been a good idea for him to have stayed there, but I've left his wrist where he was standing.
Beautiful combination. Now Nakano looks like he's trying to apply a submission hold on the leg. And something seems to be working. He's going for the,
says Miato.
That's the ankle hold. He's got an ankle lock. He's lost it, but now he's going for another move.
And Miato's going for the ropes.
Escaped for the ropes. And
Sanctuary. Here we see it again. He looks for that rope.
And now Nakano's leading by 1 point.
Oh, yes. Here we
Great
see
heel
that.
strikes.
The strikes are coming with some ferocious and velocity here. Oh, yes.
Beautiful open hand blows with the heel of the hand. He drops Nakano.
Nakano dropped
And he
there.
actually gets the count. Nakano's saying, no, I'm okay. That But nevertheless, Wada counted that as a knockdown, and he lost 3 points for that.
Well, I've seen Nakano take worse. Ooh, an attempt at a spinning kick there by Miato.
Yeah, that was a...
And just missing with the second attempt.
And now he lands it.
Oh, yes, there with the third. Now we'll see where Nakano is. The rolling select. Oh, yes, right
Could have been a little better, but seemed to work.
But
Nakano's caught his kick.
And out to the
They
ring.
both fall out.
Nakano seems to want to get back in the first. He wants him back in. Brilliant stuff here. As we can see here, neither man giving any leeway.
I don't know, it kind of looked like Nakano threw him out of the ring, didn't it? It seemed a little more than accidental, but...
I think after all that punishment, Nakano was quite entitled to do something. Yet again, some amazing courage. Miato trying the upper hand, trying to gain an upper hand.
Twisting him around. Belly to back suplex right on the back of the neck.
Oh.
That's the way it's done.
And we definitely have someone in trouble now.
German suplex right on his head.
Ooh.
And that cost Miato 4 points. 1 for the suplex and 3 for the knockdown.
And the count as well. Nakano pulls up his tights and gets on business per usual.
Miato's not giving up, though.
This is a very, as you said earlier, a very evenly spaced match. Both fighters not giving much away, but Nakano showing his resilience. He reminds me of a portable kick bag. You kick it, it swings away, it comes back at you.
Uh-oh, he's gone.
Ooh. The crowd really getting into this one.
Miato going for the half grab.
Nah, Nakano hang in there.
He doesn't have the leverage on yet. He doesn't really have the weight on properly.
Referee looking for the decision.
But Wada has given the shoot sign, which means he's in possible danger of submitting.
Oh, I'll stick with Nakano. Nakano.
I think Nakano. And now Miato goes with a heel hold. And Nakano reverses it again.
What a resilient competitor that Nakano is. The crowd were only a few seconds ago pitching for Miato, and he has to grab for the ropes again. Sanctuary saves him and loses him another point. 3 point the gap. Oh, just making the ropes there.
Miato throwing those knees.
Oh, but Nakano just seems so resilient.
He's weathering.
And he's giving
he got one in the face.
And the count. Miato now seems in trouble.
Miato's behind by 6 points. He better do something quickly.
And Nakano's on his toes.
He's getting good knees in him, but it's just... Nakano with a sleeper hold.
Nakano seems to have it. Referee's looking for... looking for a submission. Will he get it though? This would be a true test of Miato's resilience.
Nakano with a sleeper, but Miato with the ankle lock on Nakano. There you see it. Miato's ankle lock makes Nakano give up.
A sensational winner, Yuko Miato.
Time now for another American challenger, Billy Scott versus Kazu Yamazaki. Fighting out of the red corner is Billy Scott from Nashville, Tennessee, coming in at 215 pounds. He's been wrestling since he was 14. And fighting out of the blue corner is Kazu Yamazaki, the UWF International representative, coming in at 230 pounds.
Both men shake hands. Yamazaki in the blue corner, Scott in the red corner. Scott a bit of an unknown entity here. I mean, how do you think he'll fare?
Like I always say with the American fighters, he's going to have to watch out for the kicking and the punching, the martial arts aspects, which is added to the submission wrestling.
But he does look a fine athlete.
Yes, Billy's been wrestling since he was 14 years old. He started professional style wrestling at the age of 14, but then he developed an interest for like more legitimate forms of wrestling, and so he trained in the European style of real submission wrestling.
Well, Yamazaki getting some of the Eastern style there with that nice low kick to the left leg.
Beautiful kicks, but he's fighting back amazing.
Now we're seeing the first true response, but yeah, Yamazaki's up for it. Billy Scott responding there with an excellent flurry. So they get back to it, head to head.
Nice takedown by Yamazaki there. He's trying to shoot for a submission hold, but
Billy Scott really got out of that fast.
He knows his wrestling.
He says, I know my stuff.
He's proving his wrestling skills.
Oh, I think there was an inkling of a back kick there.
Yeah, he looked like he was going for the rolling savate.
Savate, incidentally, is a form of French kickboxing that seems to be quite widely used by UWF boxers.
Well, they study many aspects of kicking. Basically, the most dominant form of kicking that they study is Muay Thai or Thai boxing from Thailand. They consider that to be one of the most devastating kicks. But they also study many other styles. They study all styles.
All styles and all comers. Billy Scott seems to have the upper hand here.
And that's why the UWFI fighters are ready for any challenge.
Yamazaki nodding, saying you're not there yet. But Billy Scott giving a good account of himself.
Yeah, he's trying to apply pressure right now on Yamazaki's Achilles tendon right now. But Yamazaki's coming back with a heel hold.
And Billy's obviously learned the art of the ropes.
Yeah, he escapes the ropes, he loses a point, but the action continues.
Billy Scott giving a good account of himself early in this fight.
It's so important in this fight to know how to step back and relax and take a breather when you're in trouble. Because there are no rounds and there's no chance to actually just sit down and catch your breath.
That was a punishment, but Billy Scott showing amazing resilience. It seems as soon as he gets tagged, he wants to know, and he is certainly giving as good as he is getting here.
He tried to take Yamazaki over, but wasn't too lucky.
But his explosive takeoff speed is quite amazing.
He's really proving his wrestling skills here.
I think he could prove to be one of our few Western stars that adapt to this style, because he's got the speed, he's got the agility.
Billy's looking for an opening right now.
He seems to be getting it.
He's going for a shoulder lock armbar on Yamazaki, but the only problem is Yamazaki's just too close to the ropes. If he manages to pull that hold off, Yamazaki's going to go for the ropes.
Yamazaki doesn't go for the ropes.
Yamazaki doesn't look, he's not too worried about losing 1 or 2 points at this point. Now Yamazaki going for a heel hold.
Excellent stuff here. Billy Scott getting in a couple of kicks of his own. Billy Scott seems to have actually trained for this, unlike some of the other Western fighters we've seen.
Well, as far as the kicks, he hasn't shown me anything yet, but the wrestling ability, he knows what to do. Even though he does take 1 or 2 kicks, he moves in. He doesn't just stay there and keep continually taking the punishment. He takes one and he runs in, and he tries to take Yamazaki down, which is a very good strategy.
Good sign of a good fighter.
It looks like Billy's got a cut above his eye. I don't know how that might have been a previous kick or something.
I think, yeah, earlier one of Yamazaki's high kicks actually did get through. Yeah.
Maybe he actually kind of stepped back and Yamazaki didn't catch him, but it just barely scraped him, and that's what caused the cut.
Well, thankfully for Billy Scott, it didn't catch him. He's just got away with the scrape, and in the moment, seems to have a good hold on Yamazaki. A good turn. Hey, Billy Scott's giving nothing away here. And I think Yamazaki's beginning to realize...
Yamazaki's a little bit irritated.
I think he's irritated because he's got a fight on his hands.
But Yamazaki, you notice, he's not going to rush in. He never rushes in. He's waiting for his opponent to rush in so he can counter a move.
Excellent
beautiful kick, and he's picking him up.
But Billy Scott what a response. Took the kick and just responded. What a competitor.
Now he's going for a Boston Crab.
This is serious stuff here. And he's going for the win. This could be sensational. Billy Scott going for a much fancied Yamazaki here to win his first knockout in UWFI. And the crowd trying to get behind their man. Billy Scott pulls him right back into the center of the ring.
One thing that might be a big factor, I don't know how bad that cut is above Billy's eye, but it's above his eye.
I don't think it counts at this moment. And look at the flexibility of Yamazaki, because he's got him at full extension there. And he isn't playing there. He's going for broke.
But Yamazaki, Billy still doesn't have the leverage yet.
No,
Yamazaki's still fighting it.
He's got to drop those legs right.
He has to pull the left leg up as well.
Oh!
But he's unable to do it, and Yamazaki escapes the rope, and now they're at 14-14.
Brilliant action there. Yamazaki holding on. The crowd were behind him. We see here the
beautiful
action.
backdrop. See that?
Oof. Yes. Well, Billy Scott certainly proving to be a star in the making.
All right, right now, referee Wada has just called for a time. He wants to check their leg guards.
Billy Scott just takes two around the head. But
he blocked the first one. The second one seemed to get in a little better, but he's fighting back. See what I mean? He takes one or two kicks, but he moves on in.
And what a shoulder throw. I mean,
now Yamazaki reverses it, but Billy reverses it again, and he's going for a leg lock.
This is it. I mean, Billy Scott for me, certainly. I mean, even the crowd are clapping. They're really beginning to appreciate Billy Scott's spirit and his ability. We could well see our first non-Asian star, couldn't we? This is intense. Billy Scott still looking for that opening, still looking for that advantage.
Yamazaki still looks okay. I think he should be able to escape to the rope.
Yeah, he's looking for the rope, but if Billy Scott has anything to do... Oh.
I guess he feels that's the only way he can escape this hold.
I think so. Sanctuary. He makes the rope. 4 points in it. And this bout really seems to be warming up.
Billy Scott has just earned his first point against Yamazaki in this fight, and he's actually going for knees. I don't think those will bother Yamazaki too much, but he seems to be ducking down. Now Billy's going for the belly-to-back suplex, but Yamazaki reverses it, takes him right on the back of the neck and the head.
Great stuff there.
Major concussion time.
But Billy Scott's game fighter.
It's got a lot of heart.
Game fighter. You'll have to watch his step though.
But he just rushed into Yamazaki. And right now, Yamazaki's applying a front face lock. That's known as the front face lock. He's right in the middle of the ring. He can't escape the rope. He's giving up.
Oh, yes. I think Billy Scott realized.
Beautiful German suplex right on the back of the head.
I think that did the damage. That started the rot. And we have the winner, Kazu Yamazaki.
Tonight's main event from Hakata Star Lane, Yoji Anjo and Jim Boss going up against Kiyoshi Tamura and Nobuhiko Takada. The team in the red corner, Jim Boss from Nashville, Tennessee, coming in at 225 pounds, and Yoji Anjo coming in at 210 pounds. Fighting out of the blue corner is Japan's Nobuhiko Takada, coming in at 230, and Kiyoshi Tamura coming in at 200, both UWFI stylists.
What an exciting prospect in this tag match. We see our first East-West pairing in the red corner with Anjo and Boss. In the blue corner, Tamura and Takada. This promises to be explosive. Tamura, the young star, looking to make it.
Tamura right away trying to bring him down to the floor, but Anjo doesn't want that yet.
I don't think there'll be any warming up here.
Anjo's really quickly trying to shoot for those kicks, but he's willing to engage in groundwork as well with Tamura.
This almost seems a continuation of the individual bout they had.
Beautiful reversal after reversal.
Two brilliant technicians here. I mean, this is seriously good stuff.
And Tamura comes with a sleeper hold. And now Anjo is in trouble, and Wada has the shoot sign.
Out of it
He escapes it.
Out of it beautifully.
Anjo on top right now, looking for an opening.
Amazing how Boss just seems to be standing there very relaxed, almost impervious to what's going on in the center of the ring there.
Tamura is obviously trying to look for a submission on the upper body right now. So many reversals.
I mean, they are two very, very good technicians.
And both excellent ground wrestlers. I always say that Anjo is always great with his kicks, which he is, but he's just as good on the ground.
Is he one of the more balanced all-round fighters currently in the stable?
Yes, he knows all aspects of fighting, but I always talk about his kicking ability because he's done a lot of kickboxing, and that makes up a major part of his repertoire. In fact, his kickboxing is so good, a couple of years ago, he actually dropped down 35 pounds to make a weight limit against a Muay Thai champion. And he fought under kickboxing rules, and it actually went the distance, the 5 rounds.
Well, he's just showed his kickboxing ability there, and he decides to give Boss an opportunity. Boss looks eager. But Tamura says he doesn't want to know. Takada takes the ring.
Well, it's kind of scary after you've been fighting somebody to have to jump in, have somebody who's fresh jump in with you. You want to be able to take a breather, too.
Boss showing a fair degree of what would be, as you said, the double kicking ability that we see in most American kickboxing circuits. But I wouldn't advise it. That's just double kicks.
You see those low kicks have absolutely no authority right now. Takada isn't even bothering blocking him.
No,
Boss with his side kick, trying to keep Takada away. And already you notice that Takada is taking control of the ring. He's the one in the center with Jim Boss circling him. That's going to take a lot of stamina out of Boss. Almost had that high kick.
I mean, Boss actually having the same and demonstrating the same sort of ability you'd see on the semi-contact circuits in this country and abroad. But Takada actually showing what he's about now, warming to his task.
Boss is trying to stand sideways. He must think that that leaves less of a target for Takada. Takes him over.
A little bit scrappy from Boss. Seems to be up to something. He's trying to get a grip. Not sure what he's trying to do, but
he's going for an arm lock now, but Takada managed to get out of that quickly.
Take an assertive roll. Yep, spinning on top. Takada showing excellent durability, not only as an individual fighter, but as a tag team fighter as well.
You have to have good teamwork in the tag teams. You know, you have to know when to tag out and when to be ready to save your partner.
Most of the fighters keep the pairings that they're given. Do they keep the partners?
Well, in some instances they do, but many times they have different teams. Right now, Takada's showing a real devastating face lock on Boss. Ooh, beautiful kick to the midsection.
Went right the way to the back of Jim Boss's spine.
But Boss looks okay. You see, what you got to do on those kicks are like that right there. You don't actually aim for the target that you're going to hit. You aim further than that, and you throw your weight in the kick.
Tamura wants in, and he's got in.
That makes all the difference.
Boss says, I don't want to know.
No, after you've been fighting like that, you don't want to step in with somebody who's fresh when you're tired.
Oh, absolutely. And Yoshi goes to the task, and these two great fighters pick up where they seem to have left off. Both on the ropes there. I don't think anyone went for sanctuary there, do you?
No, they both naturally rolled in the ropes. So the hold's broken and no points are deducted for that. Ooh. Good punches. Tamura with the Achilles tendon hold.
Oh, Yoshi certainly reacted there. He certainly reacted there. He's looking at the ropes. And Tamura's holding on. Broke out of that very well.
This is real pro wrestling. This is genuine pro wrestling at its best. Punching, kicking, throwing, submission wrestling. The way it was many decades ago in Europe, just with the addition of the martial arts.
As you say, you haven't got to be 18 or 19 stone. I mean, these are very finely tuned fighters.
Very disciplined fighters as well.
Well, I think we'd be seeing almost a bloodbath without discipline. But what
he almost had that high kick. It didn't hit him. It almost did. It was very close. But now Tamura has a sleeper hold.
And he's going for it.
And he actually makes... He almost had Anjo submit, but Anjo manages to get to the rope once again. Rope escape, and he loses a point for that.
Yep, first point. Go.
Oh, he's going to knock down.
Tamura seems down, under pressure.
3 points. Both teams starting with 21 points. Now they're down to 18 to 20.
Seeing that again. Ooh. Yep.
Knee to the head.
Knee to the head, and tell you what, I'm glad that second kick. Well, I think Tamura's glad that second kick didn't make contact. Double scissors kick there, tried. Ooh.
Great display of kicking ability. Now sleeper hold.
Oh, yes, and a good tag. Nanja can't actually make it back to his corner. He might have to take on Takada.
Anjo probably really feels bad right now after that great fight sequence he had with Tamura to have to go up with Takada when he's fresh.
Could be an advantage here. Oh, yes. Exchanges of high order indeed.
Takada catches him. He got close and takes him over with a belly-to-belly suplex.
Beautiful technique.
Oh, he tried to fake him out. He was pretending that he was going to tag just to make Takada give an opening because Takada's defense is so good.
What amazes me is the referee actually got in the way of those two. Boss aiming to show who's boss, but I think could well be coming from the main man himself, Takada.
Jim Boss is also a third-degree black belt in Taekwondo. He's also a state amateur wrestling champion in Tennessee, from Tennessee.
Yeah, you can definitely see the stance and the double kicking. It's a classic Taekwondo trait, but I don't think it's going to serve him well here.
But actually, if I was Jim Boss, I wouldn't be trying to match my kicking skills with Takada.
No, no, no.
Devastating low kick there again.
Just to show the comparison there, Jim Boss kicked for Takada's thigh and didn't even go near it. I mean, just,
Did Takada even notice that?
No, no. Business as usual.
Oh, that one didn't even reach.
No, 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 no. Takada now senses he's got someone here that he can really open up on. Just getting his distance. Jim Boss there.
Single leg dive, but then
naive in the extreme.
Right there, Jim Boss tried to go for a single leg dive, but Takada matches it with a knee to the face. You got to be careful about diving in on this. This isn't amateur wrestling. You don't want to run into a knee. It's like two cars hitting each other full force.
Almost trance-like as they actually clenched. Ooh.
There he goes again for that.
You'll have to watch it.
See, right now, Jim Boss is thinking, how the hell am I going to get him down? Oh, and he gets a beautiful punch in.
What a slap the kick with that much force. It went full onto the ropes there.
Jim Boss is just wondering, how the hell am I going to get this guy out on the mat?
I'm wondering how the hell he's going to get him onto the mat.
He's trying to, but he's not doing such a good job. Takada comes back with a combination of punches to the head. And Boss is down.
I mean, for Takada's dominance, there's only 1 point in it at this present moment in time. I mean, but he's taking account. How much is Jim Boss a weak link in this pairing? I mean, do you think he just doesn't have what it takes?
It depends who he's going up against. If he's going up against Tamura, who is mainly a wrestler, he has kicking ability, but he generally tends to go with his wrestling skills. Maybe he might have a chance. The way I see this is I see either Takada taking out Jim Boss or Anjo taking out Tamura.
Okay, so a chance and some chance. Ooh. So the tactics play a key role in this bout.
Definitely. You have to know when to switch in with your partner and when to switch out. And Tamura coming out with beautiful punches.
And Jim Boss giving good
But
account of
he
himself.
seems to be weathering it.
But
Tags in with Anjo.
Anjo and Tamura again, providing high quality stuff.
Takes him down. Anjo trying to apply a submission or concession hold on Tamura right now on his leg. He loses it. Now Tamura's going after the arm, but then again, another reversal.
Intense stuff here. Tamura looking for a way out.
Anjo, it looks like he's going for the clockhead scissors. Not exactly yet, but maybe a cross lock.
Ooh. Tamura just trying to get there. He's it. He's got it. There he is.
There's a modified half crab, but
oof, that was close.
He almost had him in that one.
2 points in it. There we see it again. That was a close one. Takada and Anjo now going for it. I mean, you were saying earlier, Ted, I mean, it's a case now of Anjo actually getting that tag with Jim.
Right now.
Oh, good thinking.
He almost had that arm cross lock on him.
And only at the expense of a point, but see how close it was.
And you notice people clap for that.
Yes, I mean, actually in Europe they may say, oh, that was a bit cowardice, but as you say,
That must have knocked the wind out of him.
And he's taking account. Well, he could well be out of it. He looks out of sorts. He's back on his feet.
And you cannot tag out with your partner. See, you have to wait till the count is finished to tag out with your partner.
Right, but as you can see there, what a knee to the stomach.
While you're being counted out, you cannot tag in with your partner.
Okay, we see Jim Boss here with Tamura.
Tamura going for the cross lock. Very close to the ropes. (18-11).
So a bit of a gap beginning to develop.
Takada and Tamura at a 7-point advantage. And Takada throwing, Tamura throwing some very good kicks. Those kicks have a lot of authority, wouldn't you say, Jeff?
A lot of authority. I think they're finding their mark. Jim Boss seems to be struggling, but Takada takes the tag.
And here comes Takada.
And this could be quite significant in this bout because Jim Boss is the weak link. As you said earlier, this could see Takada taking the initiative. That's type of leg tapping is good in semi-point, semi-contact and point competition, but there you see it. And attack from Boss with Anju coming in. Ooh. Takada almost edging him on, saying, come on, get it, come on, get it. And he does come.
Beautiful knees. He managed to get some of the punches in. With the heel of his hand, he was managing to hit Takada. And he actually has Takada down.
I haven't seen Takada in this position. How's he going to respond? Being counted.
He's up.
But he's up, and he's in trouble.
Could this be a major upset?
Could well be. It was an excellent response there from Anjo. Oh, the Takada's going with metal.
Takada's not willing to give up anything right now.
What resilience.
Anjo's in trouble. That last submission, he managed to escape, but it's really bothering him. His left arm is in trouble from that arm crosslock.
Oh, good kick. Oh, yes. Now we're seeing the infamous Takada flurry. Oh, and a knee. That lifted him.
Anjo's in trouble.
Only a matter of time, I
Anjo
think.
throws his low kick, but Takada blocks it perfectly. And comes with his own set of knees.
Oh, yes, they're finding their mark.
He's down. Anjo down.
Some gap beginning to appear now. Anjo checks his jaw. And up. With Takada tagging and letting Tamura have some say in the proceedings. And Jim Boss comes into the fray. You see here some of the action.
He's blocking him with his arm, but that one. Boss going for a leg breaker, but Tamura trying to reverse it with a cross arm lock. He almost has it. But they're a little bit too close to the ropes, and Jim Boss goes for the rope escape.
Just see here, all vying for something, but as you say, Boss made the ropes.
Beautiful kick right in the jaw.
Well, that came right out of the blue. Right out of the blue.
I don't think Tamura was expecting that.
No, he wasn't. Jim Boss may have actually shown his kicking ability and saved it for the best moment in the fight. What a shot. And Joe didn't seem to want to help. Hey, we could see an upset here.
Down for the second time, and boy, they've come down on points quickly.
Back in it. Oh yes, that was a good kick.
Those two knockdowns really made a difference in the score. 6-9.
And Anjo taking over, hoping to finish off what Jim Boss has so very surprisingly set up. Tamura and Takada, the very much more fancied tag team in this bout, but very close. Exciting stuff.
Tamura better worry about when he should tag in now. He's taken a lot of punishment. Takada's more fresher at this point. He's had a time to relax. But I think Tamura has a lot to prove.
Yeah, I think, but youthful vigor.
He's an up-and-coming fighter, and he wants to prove a lot. He wants to show what he has. And he doesn't want to just be the winning team on the winning team. He wants to win it for the team.
He wants to win with style.
But Anjo has a shoulder cross lock.
And almost instinctively, Tamura made for that rope.
Once again, another rope escape by Tamura. He loses another point. That was an excellent shoulder arm lock.
That looks like one fatigued fighter at this moment in time.
He should be tagging in right now.
I think ambition could well have got ahead of his confidence here.
This could cost him.
Yeah, this could cost the
The
team.
shoulder arm lock one more time, and this time.
A shock upset here.
The last time he had that arm lock on, Tamura was closer to the ropes. This time, Anjo was in front of the ropes, so there was no way that Tamura could get to the rope.
The winners, Anjo and Boss, in another superb fight.
Great display of courage by both teams. Unjoined Boss coming out on top this time. It could have gone any way at any time. And now in a great display of sportsmanship, all the fighters shake hands now.
The spirit of Bashido